Hey, this is Zach Scott from Zach Scott's Basement, and today we are going to interview the Miller from the Canterbury Tales and hear his story about the carpenter. Hope you're excited, everyone. Hi again, this is Zach Scott with the Miller. Here he is. How are you doing today, Mr. Miller? Great. Oh, really? What are you drinking there? Get that out of here. Yeah, you should keep that back. I heard you have a great story about a carpenter.
Sure do. It's a very great story.
I heard it's very funny, and I heard it's also been called the story of the flatulence heard around the world. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, it's a great story. We call it the Big Fart story. It's great.
So, Mr. Miller, where did the story begin?
It all began when there was this guy, and he was an astronomy student, and he was staying with a carpenter, and the guy liked the carpenter's wife. The astronomy student liked his wife and was going to trick him so he could sleep with his wife.
What was the astronomy student's name?
Nicholas.
Oh, okay, and what was the girl's name by any chance? Do you remember that?
Allison.
Okay.
I'm Nicholas, the astronomer.
I'm Allison, the carpenter's wife.
Yeah.
I'm John the carpenter. So, Mr. Miller, like you said, Christopher, this astronomer, liked the carpenter John's wife, Allison. How did Christopher want to trick John?
Well, Christopher wanted to trick John by saying, or he was going to pretend he was sick so John would come out and see what was wrong. And then when John came out to see Christopher, Christopher told him that the second great flood was coming that was going to be worse than Noah's flood, and it was going to kill everyone. And he told John that it was a vision from God that he saw this, so it was going to have to happen.
You need to prepare.
And everyone needed to prepare. And yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Go check on Nicholas. I hear he's kind of sick. Nicholas, what's wrong there, bud?
I've been feeling pretty sick lately, but...
Really, why is that?
I don't know, just tummy ache, the huge. But while I was laying there, I had a vision from God, and I think there's going to be a great flood coming, and it's going to be worse than the Noah's flood, and it might just kill everyone in town.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah, we need to prepare probably for this flood.
So, Mr. Miller, how did the carpenter and Nicholas prepare for this second great flood?
Well, you see, they strapped barrels on top of their barn to sleep in, and they were going to sleep in the barrels, and they filled it with food. And when the great flood came, they were going to cut the line that was wrapped around the barrels, keeping them on top of the barn, so they would float and be okay.
What did you do to prepare for this flood?
Well, you see, I'm thinking we strap barrels of food up on top and live with them, and when there's water, when all the water comes, we're going to cut the line, the barrel that is holding the barrels, and we'll float on top of the water, and we'll be the ones to survive.
Oh, no way, that's a great idea.
Yeah, great idea.
Well, Mr. Miller, what happened next?
Well, when the great flood supposedly was going to come, they all fell asleep in their barrels with all their food, and when they noticed when the carpenter fell asleep, Christopher and Allison were going to go downstairs to fool around.
Hey, I think John the carpenter is asleep. Do you want to go inside now?
Okay, let's go. Yay!
I mean...
Well, I heard there was a fourth person involved. Who was that?
Yeah, there was a little goofball called, his name was Absalom, and he had a crush on Allison too and was always buying them gifts and stuff. And one day, the day that the flood was supposedly going on, the Great Flood, he came and asked her for a kiss, and she said no. But then Allison finally gave in after the second time he asked, and he said she'd give him a kiss, but little did the goofball Absalom know that he was actually kissing her rear end.
Allison, it is I, Absalom. I just would like one kiss, please, just one kiss. That's her butt, ew. So, Mr. Miller, what did Absalom do next?
He was very angry when he kissed her butt, so he went to town and got a hot poker, very hot poker, and he went back to ask for another kiss, and then Christopher stuck his rear end right out that window and farted right in Absalom's face, and then Absalom burnt the heck out of his butt really bad, and he started yelling for water.
Allison, I'm back for just one more kiss, just 1 second, just a second kiss, please, please can you give me a kiss? Water! 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 Well, then what happened?
Well, then Christopher was yelling for water because his rear end really was steaming hot with that burn from the hot poker, and he was yelling for water, and then the carpenter up on top of the barn with his barrel cut his barrel because he thought someone was yelling that water was coming. But while he was cutting his barrel, he slipped and fell off the barn and broke his arm right in half into pieces.
Water! 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 What? Water? Water! Oh, my arm! My arm! My arm! What happened next, Mr. Miller?
Well, after the carpenter fell off that barn and broke his arm straight in half, he was yelling like a little you-know-what, and all the people from town came to him saying, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then he told them about how there was going to be a flood and like it was going to kill everybody and stuff, and everybody then Allison and Christopher came over saying this guy's crazy and stuff, and then I was just like, this is crazy. And then everyone went home with a good story, including myself, because we were just laughing at this guy yelling about some flood that's going to kill us all. It was funny. It was a funny joke.
I swear, Nicholas was telling me that there was a flood coming worse than Noah's flood. It was going to kill everyone. I was just preparing myself. Please, you have to believe me.
You sound like a huge idiot. Weirdo.
What are you talking about, John? What flood are you talking about?
Why are you thinking there's a flood? Because there's definitely...